And welcome back, everyone. This is for my friends born under the sign of Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising for October 7th through 14th. If you're watching at YouTube, it's a general life reading. If you're looking for your expanded love reading, you'll find that over at my Vimeo channel. What I've already done is pre-selected a page from my Oracle book, Answers to Life's Questions, and you've drawn the card, or you've drawn the page Astrology. It talks about Pluto, the planet of transformation, commands you to forget about it. Wow, what's that? Pluto is telling you that maybe you need to reconsider something that you're getting ready to take on, Gemini. Okay, that's a really interesting message coming from Pluto. Pluto's very much a combative planet, so it's not surprising that they have that message for you. To just forget about it. There's something, and it doesn't even say the planet of transformation suggests that you forget about it. It says that it commands that you do so. Now, we have take a leap of faith, taking a risk, and put your heart's true desire into action. On one hand, and on the other hand, it says to forget about what you had planned. Now I'm getting two definitely different messages. I don't know what applies to what. Let's look on. Let's look on. I'm really kind of intrigued by why Pluto is being so commanding of Gemini right now. Very combative. Just commands you to forget it. Forget about it. Forget you had it in mind. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. The Eight of Swords is the focus energy at the bottom. That concerns me right away. Especially with a message like this one that says you need to forget about what it is that you have in mind. The air conditioner is blowing the pages. See, the Nine of Pentacles. Goodness. The High Priestess. And the Strength card. Ooh. Oh, boy. The Nine of Swords and the Ten of Wands. Oh my goodness. What is going on, Gemini? Oh God. Okay. I'm going to try to pull back and take a different perspective of this reading. So, with the Eight of Swords immediately, you've got the message that you're stuck. You're stuck in something. I think it's something big. I think it's something that marks your independence, that strives for a source of well-being where you have the security to move on. You know it's the time to change. I don't think you've even made a secret about the fact that whatever you're wanting to build on here, it feels like you're trying to gather up the strength to do something, to leave a situation that you're stuck in. The Spirit is saying you already know that separating from the situation is what you need to do. Now I'm going to tell you this might be an abusive situation in one kind or another. The Nine of Swords is, wow, losing sleep, being depressed, being angry, having difficult thoughts. You may be really having issues with sleep, nightmares. It's knowing that you have to do something, but just absolutely not wanting to do it. For someone, this is really It really is about just doing something you do not want to take on. You just don't want to do whatever this is. The Ten of Wands, whatever this is saying you know you have to do it under the High Priestess. Even though you really don't want to do this thing, whatever it is. Whatever it is, it's connected to you separating from something or someone and walking a path alone. It talks about freedom. And it talks about needing inner strength to get through it. Pushing through the pain. Whatever this is, it's pain. Clearly. Now, interesting that that's the message I'm getting here. And Pluto, the card of transformation, or the planet of transformation, is saying, forget about it. Just forget it. It commands you to forget it. So I don't know what you're forgetting here. Is it a burden? Is it this burden that you're carrying with you during the week? We also have some struggle connected to it. It's a verbal struggle, a mental struggle, possibly where you're having to really grab a hold of every bit of your strength in order to move forward with whatever this is. This feels like you are sitting at home dreading something coming up during this period. I'm going to say directly between the 7th and the 14th. Your feeling of dread around having to do something or separate from someone, leave a situation behind, maybe a job, because I have no cups here. So whatever this is, there's really no love involved. It's really very cold and clinical to me. This has nothing to do with love and affection. This is a situation. Pluto is saying, demanding that you just forget about whatever it is that you're doing here. And then on the other hand, we've got a situation going on where you're dreading. You're dreading every second leading up to this event. Whatever it is that you have to follow through with. Are you dreading the follow through of something this week? It's keeping you up at night. You don't want to do it. Whether it's a presentation through work or it's standing in front of a judge, whatever it is that's keeping you up here, you're afraid. You're afraid. I feel your terror moving up to this event. It's as if you've got a fear of public speaking, maybe. But I feel the terror in whatever this is you don't want to do. All right, let me get some clarifiers. Gemini, the King of Wands. Now, this could be someone who's following through with this. They are there at your side, maybe, or it's an action. It's a need to take action. Here we go again. Same card. Five of Swords. The repeat energy. And the Eight of Cups. It's about walking away. Separating yourself from a situation. Maybe you're dreading quitting a job. Leaving a situation like that behind. Or are you considering leaving a partner that you no longer have feelings for? And it's time to make that separation. It's what it's what you really want to happen. But on the other hand, the situation is terrifying someone. The Moon. The Moon. Is it connected to a cycle of some kind? Are there unknown things at work here that maybe you're just not seeing, maybe I'm not seeing? The Seven of Pentacles and the Empress. So, we know that the future is an unknown. If you're walking away permanently from a situation you may have been stuck in for a very long time. And now you're looking for the way out. You're looking for the escape hatch. Do you find it? I think so, because we do have a walking away. Clearly with the King of Wands, it is the direction, the action that you are wanting to move forward. It's the action you need to take right now. It's the only way out, I think, is to follow through with it, even though Pluto is saying to forget about it, which I don't really understand why that's there, because what I get from it is that it's definitely a follow through here. There's unknown, yes, and it may put a crimp in the finances for a while, especially if you're walking away from a really bad job. A really bad job. You've got growth, you've got opportunity, you've got a real chance to make something bigger happen here. At the bottom of the deck, Ace of Swords. A new way of thinking, a new way of feeling, a new way of approaching things, a new way of communication, a new way of managing. Even though I dispute Pluto here. Anybody here who'd like to dispute that, leave a comment on my YouTube channel. I dispute that energy, that you need to forget about it. Let me see. Pay attention to the details. I'm going to take that message over the fact that Pluto doesn't want you to flourish and grow. That's an energy of Pluto. That's the destructive part of Pluto. That's the combative energy that comes from Pluto. And Pluto, on one hand, is telling you, forget about prosperity and growth. Stay a beat-up MFer. You don't need to make progress. You need to fail. That is Pluto's combative energy coming through when you're supposed to pay attention to spirit message, with this, which is saying if you have a plan that will take you to the next place with comfort, with ease, feeling like you've done the right thing, then you're doing the right thing. Don't be tied up in fear. I get that you may spend a sleepless night the night before you approach the boss and hand over that resignation. I get it. Make sure you have a plan. The Ace of Swords. Make sure you have a new way of thinking about things. That's what you need right here. The Ace of Swords. And yes, it may be combative when you go in to speak to this energy, this person who sits on in a superior position, and you approach them and you tell them what it is that you need to tell them. I think the fear is in the walking away. The fear is in the delivery of the message and the walking away. And within a few seconds, both fears can be dealt with. And really, sometimes it's far easier to say I've had enough, finally, and walk away, than it is to continue. So, that's what I've got for you for this week. Gemini, this is saying that the consideration here might just be face the fear, get over the fact that you just want to back out, that you just don't want to do it, because you know that what's on the other side is going to be full of growth and full of prosperity, and that's for whoever is sitting in this position right now. Anyway, if this didn't make sense to you, it wasn't supposed to. It was meant for someone else, and you should look around at your sun, your moon, your rising sign, and maybe they have a more powerful message for you at this time. And if you want your love reading, well, you can find that over at my Vimeo page. I'm going to go over and run that now, Gemini. And if you want a private reading meant just for you, I'm doing live readings now. I'm not doing person-to-person readings yet. I'm having difficulty arranging a place to do that. And so until I find that place, we're going to forego open face-to-face readings, but I will be, by the end of October, beginning of November, be performing live every Wednesday, and I'll let you know more about that as it comes around. And until then, Gemini, until next week, next reading, wherever I find you, take care, be well, guys, and peace.